A very good morning, students. Today class we are going to discuss capacitor. Already we have discussed capacitor, right? Yes. What is a capacitor? Two conductors separated by a small distance. In an or the distance between two capacitors should be an insulating medium. Then it will store the charge in the form of electric lines of force between the plates. Now we are going to derive the expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, which is very important for both point of view. So let us derive the expression for capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. Okay, right. So already we said that what is capacitor? Two conductors separated by insulating medium. Let us take that two conductors. Okay, so let us give the name of these conductors as A and B. Let us charge the conductor by using a battery. The charge on plate A is positive and it induces opposite charge on the other plate. So what is the charge on plus A plus Q? It induces same charge on B. So the charge on A is plus Q and the charge on B is minus Q. The net charge is what? Q. We should not take net charge is 0. Now as we know that this is positive plate and this is negative plate, the electric lines of force for positive plate are outwards, whereas for negative plate are inwards. Finally, the lines of force move from where to where? As we know the properties of lines of force, they move from where to where, ma? Positive to negative. So we have to derive the expression for what? Capacitance. Capacitance is equals to what? C is equals to Q by V. Let us consider the distance between these two plates is small d and occupies each area A. So let us consider two conductors A and B separated by distance small d and capital A be the area of cross section. Let's charge on A is equals to plus Q and on B is equals to minus Q. Okay, now, so assume that this is an infinite charge conductor, yes. So, electric field due to A, is it right? What is electric field at infinite charge conductor? EA is equals to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Similarly, what about the electric field due to B, ma? Same infinite charge conductor, right? So, electric field due to B is also what? EB is equals to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Have you seen these two electric fields are all same direction? So, net electric field what is the net electric field? E is equals to vector sum of EA and EB. Now here both are along same direction, we can write this as E is equals to EA plus EB. That equals to what, ma? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. That implies E is equals to 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught, sigma by epsilon naught, right. What is sigma now? If let sigma be surface charge density, sigma is equals to charge per unit area of cross section, right. We got electric field. Actually we have to calculate what? Capacitance. Let us see how we are going to derive the capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor. So we got what? E is equals to Q by A epsilon naught. Now we know that we have to calculate potential now, because already we know the charge. So V is equals to E by D. Yes, sorry, E is equals to V by D. So E is equals to V by D. From this, V is equals to E into D. Already we derived what is electric field here? Q by A epsilon naught. Substituting this value, V is equals to what? Q by A epsilon naught into D. Okay, clear? So what we said, that we already calculated electric field and we have to calculate potential. So we come to the relation between electric field and potential. What is the relation? Electric field is equals to V by D. From this, V is equals to ED. What is E? Q by A epsilon naught into D. Now capacitance of a capacitor. The basic formula of capacitance of a capacitor is what? C equals to Q by V. What is Q? Charge Q remains same. Now what is V? Q D by A epsilon naught. Q cancels. C is equals to what? A epsilon naught by D. So this is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Understood? Now see here, where A is area of cross section, epsilon naught is permittivity of mid free space or vacuum, and D, small d is what? Distance between the plates. See, already we said that capacitance will depends upon three factors: shape, size and nature of medium. See, area of cross section decides what is the shape. It indirectly depends upon what? Shape of the object. Epsilon naught, if it is placed in medium, it can be written as what? In medium. Epsilon naught is replaced by what? Epsilon. So it depends upon nature of medium and distance between the two plates. So nothing but size of the capacitor. So this is the formula for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. It's very important, dear students. See once again what we said, that we are going to find the expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So what is a capacitor? Two conductors separated by a small distance is called what? Capacitor. We consider two conductors having names A and B. Let us charge the capacitor, charge this rod 2 plus Q. It induces negative charge on plate B, and the distance between these two plates is small d, and each occupies area of cross section is A. Charge on A is plus Q, charge on B is minus Q. So this is an infinite charge conductor which is going to produce electric field. That electric field is what? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Similarly, B also produces electric field, that is also what? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is outwards and this is inwards. Finally, both along same direction. So net electric field is equals to what? E is equals to EA plus EB. That implies sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now what is adding these two sigma by epsilon naught? You get what you get finally. E is equals to what is sigma? Q by A epsilon naught. Assume this is equation number 3. Note this. Now we got electric field. Actually what we have to calculate? C. C is equals to what? Q by V. Charge on capacitor we know very well, that is Q. Now its required to calculate V. Now, we have E, we want V. So, we went for a relation for E and V. What that relation? E is equals to V by D. From this, V equals to E into D. What is the value of E ma? Q by A epsilon naught into D. So, capacitance of a capacitor is equals to what? Q by V, Q cancel, A epsilon naught by D. The capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor depends on area of cross section, permittivity of free space or nature of medium, and distance between plates. And next we are going to discuss. So this type of questions we can get in a next chapter also. So there is nothing but combination of capacitors or combination of devices. So here which device we are discussing about till now? Capacitor. So we can say that combination of capacitors. So we have two types of capacitors combination, that is one is series combination and one is parallel combination. So series combination is very simple method. Take a device, one end is connected to the next other end, means the second plate of first capacitor should be connected to first plate of second capacitor. Similarly, second plate of second capacitor should be connected to first plate of third capacitor. See, end to end connection. So we are going to connect, for example, this is one capacitor and this is another capacitor. So these are the two plates. Now we are going to connect like this. So this combination is called what? Series combination, like this. One end is connected to another end. So series combination of capacitor, it is also called as what? End to end connection. Okay. Now let us take that series combination of three capacitors. Okay. So what is the capacitor symbol? We are taking fixed capacitors. So this is, see, second plate of first capacitor connected to first plate of second capacitor, second plate of second capacitor connected to third plate, right? Now this free end is connected to one end of the battery and the other end is connected to the other free end. Okay. Now, so this combination is what ma? Series combination. So let us assume that the potential we connected the battery is V. Okay. Now when you connect the battery, what happens? This gets charged, right? Yes. What is the charge here get? Yes, plus Q. It induces same charge here. So minus Q. Again it induces opposite charge. See, here it gets negative charge, here it gets positive charge. So what we can say that, what is the charge that is in the first plate? It induces the same charge in second plate and third plate, right? Or second capacitor and third capacitor. So in series combination of capacitors, we can say that charge is constant, right? Because see, the charge on each plate of the capacitor is same, magnitude of each charge will be same, and amount of work done to bring front charge to here, this point, here to here, here to here, changes or not? So potential varies. What remains constant? Charge. And we have three capacitors. If it is one capacitor, we say that C. If we have three capacitors, we should name right C1, C2 and C3. So what we can say that in series combination of capacitors, what is constant in this? You observe that in series combination of capacitors, charge is constant, whereas potential varies. Correct? Yes. Now, what is capacitance general formula? C is equals to Q by V. Here Q is constant. What is changing? V. So, in always we will calculate which is varying, not of constant value, right? Yes. So, what is the variable or C1, C2, C3 are V1, V2, V3. Now let us calculate potential across C1, right? Okay. What is the potential across C1? We don't know. C is equals to, we know, Q by V. Here what is the name of this capacitor? C1. What is the potential across 1? V1. Charge is constant, so we write as Q. What we want? Potential from this, V1 is equals to Q by C1. Similarly, potential across C2, we can write in a similar way, V2 is equals to what? C by 2, sorry, Q by C2. And potential across C3 is what? V3 is equals to Q by C3. Okay. Now, potential is scalar or vector? Scalar. So, total potential is algebraic sum. We can say that net potential, what is the net potential? V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. What is V1? Here only is the right, Q by C1 plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3. What is the common thing? Q, right? V is equals to Q into 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. This is equation as 1. For example, if you combine these three, we get one effective capacitance, right? Yes. So finally it becomes an effective capacitor with connected to a battery. Since it is series combination, what I am assuming is the charge is Q, capacitance is CS. Okay. So if three capacitors are combined, we can assume that as what? Effective capacitance. So if CS means series capacitance ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಕಣ. If CS is the effective capacitance of three capacitors connected in series, then what you get? CS is equals to Q by V. From this, V is equals to Q by CS. So here we got an equation that V is equals to Q into 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So we can compare these two equations from 1 and 2. V place ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಮಾ? Q by CS is equals to Q into 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Q cancel. Here CS won't get as 1 by CS is equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. For example, you have connected 4 capacitors or someone connected 5 capacitors. For n capacitors, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟಾದರೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ? 1 by CS is equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus and so on 1 by Cn. Now, for n identical, all having same capacitance, assume that that capacitance is C, then what happens? Let's see. 1 by CS is equals to 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C and so on. How many? N, right? That implies 1 by CS is equals to N by C. CS is equals to C by N. So from this what we understood? If you connect capacitors in series, the capacitance of the capacitor, the effective capacitance will be less than individual capacitances. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು? ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ combination. Understood, students? So these two questions you go through and write the notes in that one. I will verify when you come back to college. Thank you.